and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League stream. Well, we're not actually streaming High School Star League matches, we are streaming another awesome tournament. This is the LoL for Charity Winners Semifinals match between Team Nicholas Liao versus WV LOL. I'm CrusaderKitten, joined by SoKorean, will be your casters for this match. Alright, so just for a little bit of information about what we're casting and why High School Star League, is picking up this, just to help out, obviously, bring a little bit more awareness to the League of Little Legends for Charity. You can find their website, league.gamingforcharity.org. And basically, these guys are running a tournament to help support the Night of Shadows Outreach Program, which is a Project Concern international thing. And reading is off of the Night of Shadows website. If you want to find more of this, you can find it all at the website linked into the chat. But its fundraising project is dedicated to supporting and financing Project Concern's International's work in India. Project Concern's operations target the youth populace, namely the orphans, the victims of abuse, the runaways, and the severely impoverished. And this is all going to India's youth, as just said, and they're just helping out support them with money that you donate, as well as that's being made from this from the stream, from this tournament. So guys, it's a good cause. Just definitely help it out. Check out the website if you can. Well, you should actually just check out the website, but
definitely. And of course, Brian, is this a best of 2 or a best of 3?
Yeah, best of 3 semifinals match. Winner of this goes to the finals. It's being held in the Grand Del Mar.
That's right, guys. The finals of the League of Legends for Charity finals. The Grand Final is going to be held actually locally in San Diego at the Grand Del Mar, and it's going to be this this Saturday, I believe.
Yep.
Or is it this Sunday? It's one of these sometime this weekend. But if you guys are in the San Diego area and you guys want to check that out, it's going to be free admission. All you guys have to do is come out to the Grand Del Mar on the date of and check out these great matches and score some free food while you're at it. If you guys want to check out more about that, you can check them out on Facebook at League of Legends for Charity.
Yep, and of course the website, league.gamingforcharity.org. Links are in the chat if you want to find more information about that. Anyways, we are pretty far into the picks and bans right now. Bans coming out. We're Sivert, Akali, and Lulu, as well as Elise, Zach, and Yasuo. So some very interesting bans. Not too sure what those bans are all about.
Yeah, I haven't seen an Akali ban
hey, Zach ban.
in years, definitely. And of course, Zach is well known to hit like a wet noodle and is one of the worst top lane champions in the game right now. So I have no idea what these bans are. But of course, Yasuo and Elise, Sivert, and Lulu are all really good picks. So maybe one troll ban for each team is the new rule. These guys. But we're going to move on into the actual picks. I do see we have Vi, LeBlanc, and Janna for Team Nicholas Liao. Now, Vi and LeBlanc just make up a crazy assassination combination. That Caitlyn on WV LOL is not going to be able to survive for very long with these guys. And of course, on the other team, we do have Wukong, Annie, and Syndra. That's going to be really terrifying. Actually, I see Syndra now picking into Warwick.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I'm not exactly sure why, but we do now have Wukong, Annie, and Warwick. It's going to be a crazy combo composition. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to pull that one off, but when they do, it's going to be sick for sure.
These are the most interesting team compositions that I've seen in a while. Quite a few champions I haven't seen. Ashe and Vladimir locked in. Janna is the support that's really fallen out of favor. Warwick, I mean, he was played by, Darian on Gambit a while back, but overall, there's still really interesting picks to see coming out. And I'm actually really interested to see how this one works out.
Definitely. It's going to be a really interesting match. Now that basically all of the picks and bans are almost done with, we can talk a little bit about the team compositions. Now, we do have Vladimir and Ashe in the Blanc combination. So like I said before, that's going to be a crazy initiation. Basically, Vi and Ashe can initiate at any point in the game. Ashe, it's pretty hard to miss an arrow when everyone's grouped together. And of course, Vi does not need to miss anything because her and of course, LeBlanc and Vlad are just going to follow up there, deal tons of magic damage. And of course, they have Janna for that movement speed and the ultimate to bail them out. So that's going to be a really fun composition to watch. I do actually see that the enemy team is picking up a Swain for WV LoL. That's going to be interesting. Now, Swain, of course, does really well against LeBlanc because he AP mids and he cannot get assassinated. But of course, we do have the Warwick, either jungle or top lane. I'm not sure. They haven't swapped yet. But in general, I haven't seen Warwick in a really long time. That's a very interesting pick. Now, Warwick used to be a beast at top lane because he just regenerated so much. But nowadays, with the new generation of top laners, it's going to be pretty hard for Warwick to stay in the meta just because he's not really useful until level 6.
Yep, so with that, we'll have to see how it pans out. Guys, this is the High School Star League. We are streaming the League of Legends for Charity Semifinals. And there you can find all the information about League for Charity at league.gamingforcharity.org. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to be throwing up a quick ad break. We'll be right back to you with this game. First game of the best of 13 team Nicholas, Liao, and WV LoL. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League stream. We're here broadcasting the League of Legends for Charity Winners Semifinals match, and this is Team Nicholas Liao versus WV LoL. I'm here with the best of three. I'm CrusaderKitten, joined by SoKorean. Starting off with the pause, which of course is the best way to start out, but looks like let us go ahead and get it started back up.
Definitely, this is looking to be a really interesting match. We do see some crazy team compositions coming out for both teams, and of course, this is a very high-level high school match. We do see a lot of diamond and platinum borders coming out on both sides for these guys, especially on Lil B Task Force, which is a sick name, I might say. Organism on Officer Caitlyn and Janna. So it's going to be both teams putting out the best they can at the high school level. And of course, we do see at the beginning of the game, we have blue team actually walking up towards the top side. Might be going for a late jungle invade.
Yeah, but who are they going to find in the invade? Probably nobody. Yeah, they might find Swain, Fist of Shadow, but he might be safe. We do see that Wukong is actually starting off on the blue side of his jungle, so this might not actually work. But we'll see.
Definitely.
We'll see if they can do it. It might work. It's always that possibility.
We have Caitlyn right here, actually starting with Q instead of Trap, checking that bot lane bush. So they know they're not in that tri bush, but I don't think anybody suspects a late top invade. They do look like they're recalling though, so I don't doubt any action is going to be going down in this early game. Someone's pinging the bot lane right now, but both teams probably going to start off to a nice safe start for their Warwick and Vi. Of course, Warwick as a jungler kind of needs a really good start. Luckily, Warwick's not jungling. It's actually Wukong jungling.
And there's actually going to be a work looking... Well, it's looking like a work in the middle lane and Swain up top, which is pretty interesting. Unless they switch down really quickly. But yeah, that's actually is what it's going to be. Work in the middle lane. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think we usually see him in the top lane.
Definitely, but at the same time, Swain does quite well against Vladimir at the same time. So because Swain's DOTs still are in effect when Vladimir is actually inside of his pool. So that's going to be a good top lane for Swain. At the same time, I'm not sure why Warwick, in this case, is being used to counterpick LeBlanc. But maybe he has some tricks up his sleeve. I guess we'll find out.
It could always be like a comfort pick or something like that. But top lane, we're already seeing quite a bit of harassment being thrown up between these two. Meanwhile, bottom lane as well. And that Annie is already putting down some hurt. He has started off with the Spell Thief's Edge, which is, it's pretty normal, and he's actually gone for this keep for it, so he's really going for this harass right here, and possibly the reason why Caitlyn started off with that Piltover Peacemaker so they could go for the harass.
Yeah, we do see a lot of harass coming out bot lane, but of course Caitlyn and Annie is probably got to be one of the most aggressive bottom lanes in existence. Of course, both champions having great zoning potential. And of course, in the top lane, we have Swain and Vladimir kind of duking it out. Swain actually doing tons of damage to Vladimir. That's going to be first blood for Team WV LoL. That is a really good early game start for him. Now that Swain has the lead on Vladimir, it's going to be really tough because the bigger of a lead Swain, or you can kind of just tank out your AP damage and DOT you back.
Yeah, and it actually looks like bot lane is going to be a Vi heading down for a gank here. It's a really pushed up lane right now for WV LOL. And they're looking for this gank right here. He flashes over the minions for the Vault Breaker. What a flash right there. Really nicely done by Hero of Tolerance right there. Wow, I'm kind of amazed at that. I didn't realize you could do that.
Definitely. You can also, the cooler thing to do is to actually flash after you've already launched your Vault Breaker, kind of like Shen's Taunt, and kind of smack the person at the end. But of course, this is a little more safe. And he picked up the kill, so I guess it worked out for him. Notice that he actually flashed over Caitlyn because he didn't want to hit Caitlyn, he wanted to hit that Annie and secure that kill. So good show of not being too greedy, going for one secured kill instead of two potential kills. So nice job.
Yeah, obviously going for Eric, and he's a little bit more safe. Caitlyn has the rocket, not the rocket jump. She has the 90 caliber net to get away. She has the flash as well as the barrier, and he's only going to have that flash. So easy kill right there onto Annie. They picked that one up for the first blood. However, it's still Organism with a 13 CS lead right now, and that's going to keep increasing right here over Calfight King.
Definitely. And of course, Pocky Boy laying down some great harass. They've been at the turret of Team Nicholas Liao for a very long time. Lilby Task Force actually dropping dangerously low and actually going down in the mid lane.
Top lane as well, Huggy-chan getting low. Nope, he'll survive. He's okay.
Vladimir has a ton of spell damage, so he's going to be staying alive for a while. But of course, getting zoned out as Vladimir means that your early game is not going to be fun, especially against a Swain. So both teams doing a really good job. Gold is dead even here at 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And pretty much we have not seen any ganks from Wukong yet, but I'm looking for one soon from him. We kind of push the tides of the game back into his team's favor. Top lane's doing really well, so I wouldn't be surprised if Wukong either ganked middle lane or rushed in early level 6 and went bot lane to secure some kills for Pocky Boy and Organism.
Yep, so I'm just going to get back to lane right here. It's 2-1 so far to set this one off. Quite a few early lane kills coming out so far. I mean, what's not to be expected here. I mean, these interesting picks have definitely proven to have some interesting laning phases right here. Warwick's going to be in a bit of trouble here in the middle lane by coming in for the gank. Doesn't quite hit the vault breaker, so he goes ahead and backs out. We're going to be going into a pause once again, actually. A little bit of the lag coming out, it looks like, from the side of Team Nicholas Liao. Yeah.
Definitely, and while we're in this pause, let's talk a little bit about the item choices coming out. We do see Warwick actually picking up a Chalice of Harmony, which of course gives mana regeneration for Warwick to sustain, and some magic resist to survive against LeBlanc. So Warwick kind of going for that anti-mage role. I kind of see him sticking onto LeBlanc during extended team fights and making sure she can't burst down Organism or Pocky Boy. So good job by Warwick. Great item choices. I think that's going to help him a lot in lane. And of course, Swain looks like he's going for an early Honda. Guys actually gets the kill on Huggy-chan.
Yep.
Swain kills are always so anticlimactic because instead of like a big you kind of see like little dots on the guy and you go like, yeah,
man, he's gone. So, nice start obviously for Swain. He's going to get the CS lead now going for himself as well as a huge kill lead. That's really going to be scary. Bottom lane, we're seeing a constant push coming out of WV LOL, and they
definitely
have picked up
the turret on the side of Nicholas Liao is actually almost dead. So that's going to be painful.
Speaking of almost dead, Janet getting pretty low from all this poke.
Wukong gank going down a mid, and LeBlanc is going to actually flash away from that. I almost said Orianna for some reason. But anyways, Warwick is now level 6, and he's going to be very scary. Warwick is level 6. He pretty much does a guaranteed about 300 damage plus Ignite.
Oh, Serenade falling low, Ignite coming through, Pocky Boy with the kill for himself from the bottom
Huge
lane.
damage from Annie, of course. Annie so bursty in lane. And Fist of Shadow barely misses a snare onto Huggy-chan. But he's going to be winning that lane either way. So we see all 3 lanes now just dominating. Even Lil B Task Force on Warwick in the mid lane doing quite well for himself. Actually, LeBlanc, which is a feat in itself. So good job to Team WV LoL taking the early game.
Yeah, a lot of training in this middle lane though, but it's a CS lead going over to Warwick. Huggy-chan once again up top lane, getting low with that dot going down. He's going to have to back after that one. And he is just continually being forced out of this lane.
Definitely. Like I said before, Swain just dominates Vladimir with his huge amount of damage over time effects that Vladimir really can't mitigate with his pull like he can with most top lanes. And of course, Vladimir always struggles during the early game until he hits that level 9 who's on a very low cooldown and he can regenerate a lot and do damage. He hits the sweet spot at around level 6 when he can just kind of lay down all of his skills at the same time and do a ton of damage.
If so, looks like a Tenta gank possibly coming out from here at Tollins. Has it level 6, so they could possibly just go for a dive right here. Ash has her arrow. They could put down a lot of CCs, so here at Tollins just walks out of the brush. He's not hiding the fact that he's in lane. And we're seeing Organism and Pocky Boy back off just a little bit here, but Hero Tolerance is staying around this lane looking for something because they can really easily get the gank off with the amount of long range CC that they have.
But at the same time, they are a little bit scared of Pocky-Boy's Tibbers combo. He's not level 6 yet, but he will be.
Oh, there it is.
There he goes. At this point, Pocky-Boy can deal about 500 damage instantly, plus a 1.5 second stun, so Hero Tolerance is not too eager to get some short aggro.
Oh, there's the Tibbers going on. Hero Tolerance has the flash out. Nice Jan ultimate coming off, but there is the Wukong ultimate being thrown down, gets the kill onto Hero Tolerance, now chasing after Caitlyn. Nice tornado knockup going down as well as the Ash Arrow, but here comes Easton, the whole barrier blocks it.
Janus Shield plus barrier barely able to keep him alive. Lil Taskless actually
as well
soloed LeBlanc in the middle lane without taking any damage at all. Just goes to show the power of Warwick's sustain and his burst potential at level 6. So WV Law really taking a commanding early game lead. Now 2K gold ahead and looking to go for Dragon.
Yep, so gonna be nicely done right here. Meanwhile, yeah, there's gonna be the Dragon right there, and that should be a pretty easy Dragon right there coming out for the side of WV LOL. So they pick up and a few nice kills around the lanes here, as well as this Dragon. Hero Tolerance goes over the wall trying to steal it, but now he's stuck inside of the Dragon pit. Goes through the assault and battery onto Pocky-Boy, but he goes down. There'll be Task Force picks up the kill.
Definitely Hero Tolerance going for the Dragon, so they're not quite able to get it. And feeds another kill to Team WV LoL, who now has a 4K gold lead. That was about 2K gold in about 30 seconds for that team. So they're doing really well for themselves. And of course, Swain dominating in the top lane, 3-0-0. Probably going to pick up that Rod of Ages straight up. Not quite able to, but still doing better than Vladimir, who just picked up this Hextech Revolver and is going to be struggling to get back into this game. They're actually switching lanes right now. LeBlanc moving to top lane. Vladimir moving to middle lane against Warwick.
Yep, so go ahead and switch up the lanes right there, and we're seeing a little bit of difficulty, but do you think this is actually going to change anything? I
don't think it will. At the very least, it'll give them a little kind of break from their counter matchups. LeBlanc's a little tired.
And actually, bottom lane, nice arrow coming off onto Organism here, but can they catch up for him? As comes out, Turbis coming down to count by King. Ace in the hole. It's Pocky-Boy with the kill, though. The turnaround damage coming out of Pocky-Boy right there completely turns that play on its heels. And Organism picks up the kill to Tyranny.
Really good play by Pocky-Boy. I saw that Tibbers micro. Really good job. If you can actually micro Tibbers to kind of always stay in range of the enemies, zone them out, he can actually do a lot of extended damage. Just the Shadow getting jumped on by Hero Tolerance, but he's actually going to pick up that kill and going to keep going on to Huggy-chan right here. He is so strong right now. Might be able to pick up a second kill. I don't think so, but at the very least, gets out of that 2v1 alive and with a kill to boot. So, wow, good job by Swain.
Yep, so 8-kill lead coming out for WV LOL so far. And they're really looking strong right here. Is actually a bit of a dive coming off. Congress gets into the safety of his team here as they're picking up this middle lane outer tower. Second tower of the game actually coming out there. Tyranny is going to be taking a lot of damage. Ace mode coming off. Blocked by Hero of Tolerance. The nice vault break right there in front of that.
Definitely really good play by Team WV LoL, and the really good map rotation at the same time. They took bottom lane, took Dragon, moved over to middle lane, took that tier 2, and now it's only a matter of time before Warwick pushes down this top lane, and they have complete jungle control. A pause coming out on the side of WV LoL. Wow, what an action-packed little bit about the items again. We do see that Warwick now has a completed Athenes, which is pretty crazy because Warwick is not known to scale incredibly well with AP, but at the same time, that mana regeneration is going to be really useful. Swain almost has his Rod of Ages, of course, considering he's 4-0-0. Annie picking up the Frostfang. Typical items from Caitlyn going for Bloodthirsty, and Wukong actually opting for the Lizard Elder instead of the tanky jungle item. Really wants to make an impact early game. Looking the other side, we do have LeBlanc with some typical AP items. Vi also going for Elder Lizard, but not quite there yet. Vladimir barely picking up his Revolver, and Ash gold in the game for his team with a BS sword. So basically everybody on WV LoL is a full item on top of their opposing lane members, and that's probably why they're kind of struggling to fight right now.
Yeah, and it's just really like a pretty big lead that's going to be starting to stack up, especially coming into the team fight phase. I mean, Pocky Boy on that Annie has just been so scary. He actually goes for the swiftness boots, which is, although you know it's like a pick people don't normally see for boots at all, it reduces slows by 25%, as well as just having, you know, a little bit more movement speed than other boots. And you know it's really important, especially against like an Ashe or a Jan who both have slows. It's not a super terrible item. It's actually in the middle lane. Lobby Taskforce turns around with the ultimate, picks up the kill. And that's just the power of Warwick. Turns it around there with the heavy regen coming in. It's
definitely, like I said before, Warwick at level 6 with the Ignite plus R plus Q combo does literally about 600 to 700 burst damage instantly. And during that suppress, you literally can't get out of that. So that is a huge amount of damage. And a lot of people underestimate just how strong AP Warwick can be with that burst. So LeBlanc kind of got a little beater
Arrow
right there.
goes low, but Hero Taunt is coming in there onto Pocky Boy. He takes a little bit too much damage, just force away. Ace coming up. Calify King takes the damage right there. But he's getting really low himself. Lobby Task Force actually was around. He was inside the Dragon Pit. It's a little bit too far away. Look at this, impossibly looking to just stay in lane right here. And they got Calify King, Terra Knight, and who is it? Hero Tolerance pretty low after that. And actually flash in, and the ultimate once again. Lobby Task Force is chasing after Hero Tolerance, but he's able to flash over the wall and get away.
Definitely, that was a really good play by both teams. They actually managed to dodge the Annie ultimate, the Tibbers, and actually almost pick a play onto Annie, but Annie flashed away really nicely. King Black Dragon Grand Organism.
Yeah, but that is a dead Caitlyn right there. Can't really do anything when LeBlanc jumps in onto you. So goes down, goes with the King Black Dragon.
Caitlyn, one of the only members of her team to not be incredibly positive in the KDA. She's the only one that's actually even. But she's farming really well for herself, so that she's doing good on that end. Warwick and Swain literally just dominating the game right now. They are both massively ahead and kind of running across the map, making plays. Warwick right here getting super aggressive in the middle lane. He knows that no one can duel him, but here comes Bai.
Yeah, maybe they can 1v3 him right there. He goes down fast. And wow. He got taken out really quickly right there. And obviously can't really 1v3, so Team Lucas Liao picking up the kill.
Warwick, a really good duelist, but not so good in a team fight against 3 people at the same time. I'm sure King Black Dragon on LeBlanc is relishing that kill right now after the punishment that Warwick gave her in lane. So she's going to get that shutdown gold and hopefully look to pick up some more kills for her team.
Yep. So, I'm seeing a little bit of hovering over this dragon right here. We might be seeing it coming out. However, many members of each team are around here, but wow, this is a lot of damage coming out from Tricky Ricky right there. He actually did go for, of course, the other lizard as well as the brutalizer, so he is building a pretty heavy damage Wukong in the jungle right there, and it's definitely doing damage. So we can go ahead and start off on this dragon. They should be able to easily pick this one up.
Definitely. Wukong, of course, his ultimate scales with bonus AD at a huge ratio. So if you have some early game damage items and you hit level 11 really fast, Warwick's ultimate can literally take an Ashe, someone squishy like Ashe, from 100 to 0. So he's probably looking for some early game and mid game kills with that composition. But of course, it's going to be pretty squishy. But at the same time, he has Swin and Warwick to kind of back up that tanky front line. So he's not too worried about that.
Yep, so there's going to be a lot of pressure on the tower. Huggy Chan takes a lot of damage right there from the poke. So really careful. Looks like all 10 members of the game here grouping up into this middle lane, looking for a push onto this tower here for the side of WV LoL. They really want to keep their lead going, and obviously the best way to do that is to get into these team fights where they're able to just probably crush this one through. They have a lot of pickup potential. They have a decent amount of poke, and they have a huge amount of burst as well, of course, with that Annie. So they tried to go for it. Looks like they're just going to go back off as it seems here.
Definitely Fist of Shadow looking to pick up Terranoi right here.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Isno coming up as well. And here is Organism though getting locked up and blown up. King Black Dragon fights to kill, but Count by King goes down as Work jumps onto him. Will be Task Force right into the back line, picks up a double kill. Now sitting on top of Huggy Chan, going for more here. We're seeing if he can chase after. He is going under the tower. And he backs out. Doesn't want to quite dive onto that. So it's a 1-for-4 trade right there in favor of WVLOL.
1-for-3.
1-for-3. Yeah.
Wait, no, I think Jenna went down as well. Never mind, it was a 1-for-4.
Yeah.
Basically, they got destroyed.
Yep.
We did see it during that team fight. I was looking at Swain. Fist of Shadow actually basically stood in the middle of everything with his ultimate on for a good 8 seconds. Just absorbing damage and then flash out at the last second, really tanking it up for his team with actually a full AP build. So just goes to show how strong Swain can be when you let him get level 12 by 19 minutes and a ton of kills. So he's definitely leading the game for Team WVLOL right now. And of course, Pocky Boy laid down a sick Tibbers ultimate, securing a lot of AP damage, I will note, coming down. And actually, wow, it looks like Nicholas Ladd going for Baron.
Yep, with a lot of members of WVLOL going back, this actually does allow them to start up on this Baron possibly. We're seeing a pause coming off, apparently a little bit of lag coming down. And we're going to have to wait a little bit to see what's going on here. But this Baron, this is kind of what you will generally see when a team has to go back. Like, you know, WVLOL, they picked up a bunch of kills, but they were low, so they have to go back. Team now were able to start up on this Baron, you know, just respawning, getting back into the game here. And now they're looking to take this one down, but it's a very, very risky move from them.
Definitely. Boy, Swain right now is actually kind of walking around Baron. I'm not sure if he actually knows, but if he actually walks a couple feet upwards, he's going to see a very, very squishy team doing a Baron that even without any interference, they would already have trouble with. So he's probably going to be able to pick up a pentakill literally if he just walks up slightly.
Maybe, unless they back out, of course. But as I was saying, this is, you know, really risky Baron, and the odds of this are going wrong are pretty high, especially when there's a 4-0-4 swing coming there, around there, and he is actually at full health. Looks like there's the issue right there, and he's having a little bit of lag.
So we have the pause coming down. Pocky Boy on Annie. I'm quitting the game, probably looking to reconnect. Let's take this time to go over a little bit, once again, of the items that people have been picking up. We see LeBlanc finally picking up that Deathfire Grasp, of course, securing her kill combo. LeBlanc with the DFG and her entire burst combo basically kills anybody in the game, except for maybe a Fed Swain in a second. Vi finally picking up that Elder Lizard for herself. Vladimir going for what looks like a Spear Visage. And Ashe probably going for that Infinity Edge for her huge burst damage with her guaranteed crit. Looking at the other side, we do have Wukong picking up the Brutalizer and then a Giant Spell. So great mix of both damage and survivability. Caitlyn picking up a Zeal and actually a Pickaxe. They're probably looking for an early Last Whisper. Swain going probably for a Zanya's early game or a Deathfire Grasp, depending on how ballsy he is. And Warwick actually picking up a maybe Nashor's Tooth coming up soon. Nashor's Tooth actually stacks really well with Warwick because when he ultimates, when he uses that Infinite Duress, it applies 5 on hits to whatever target he's on. So with a Nashor's Tooth, it'll do basically 100% of his AP as bonus damage because I think Nashor's does around 15 or 20% per hit. So that's going to be a lot of damage from Warwick. And a very interesting build. I'm going to have to try that one out for myself later.
Yeah. Definitely really interesting stuff coming up. Vi going for this damagey build is probably not the best way. I mean, going for the Spear of the Elder Lizard. I guess, you know, it's the alternative for not picking up the Ancient Golem. He already has a Merc Tread, so he already has the tenacity there. Doesn't really want to stack it up, but he could definitely benefit from a little bit of tanky stats right here. He's a little bit behind. He's 0, 4, and 3. The team really needs someone to soak up all the damage because I mean, Swain is just gonna be like the main tank. They don't even need like an actual tank. With WV LOL, yeah, Swain, he's gonna be soaking up a lot of damage right there and able to return it, of course. Wukong turning over for a little bit of the tanky build as well.
Definitely, with Vladimir in the state that he is right now, very, very weak because he has no damage items to speak of and really got behind in lane. He's not really a damage factor. So basically, the main damage factors on team Nicholas Liao are basically LeBlanc with her burst, Vi with her ultimate, and Annie with her auto attacks. I mean, not Annie, Ashe with her auto attacks. So basically, by itemizing magic resist, you're mitigating most of the damage from LeBlanc. So Warwick isn't scared of LeBlanc at all, and he could basically infinite duress either Ashe or LeBlanc to mitigate that damage. So right now, the main problem with Nicholas Liao is they can't lay down enough damage to burst Swain. And right now, especially with the huge health regeneration of all the AP he has, if you don't burst down Swain, he'll end up lasting the entire team fight while doing damage to your team. That's going to be a big problem for Nicholas Liao if they can't figure out how to burst down Swain efficiently.
Yep, so, actually, while we're into a really long pause, why don't you go ahead and tell us about what League of Legends for Charity is actually about, like why we're running, like why they're running the tournament and we're streaming these games.
From what I know about League of Legends for Charity, basically some high school students decided, hey, let's get a great charity tournament and raise some money for a good cause while attracting some attention to the high school scene. Now, recently, Riot Games has been attracting a lot of attention to the collegiate scene with their collegiate championship series. Big organizations like CSL and TESPA coming out of the collegiate scene. And, not a lot of attention has been on high school, of course, High School Star League. And now, high school students like League of Legends for Charity getting together and just putting tournaments on by themselves and hoping that they get enough coverage to have a fun tournament.
Here we are out of the pause right here. Hero Intolerance goes down to Fist of Shadow. They turn around off of the Baron and right into the clutches the Fist of Shadow, and he picks up the kill. And we're going to be seeing another pause coming out here, unfortunately.
Well, it wouldn't be a competitive game without internet problems.
Yeah, so you're just talking about like the high school scene and stuff like that. The winners of the High School Star League Winter Championships, which is Cerritos High School, they were actually playing on the Riot Games stream last night, playing as the team Kings of Tilt. And they're pretty much, a really strong team and challenger team. Unfortunately, they did go down with the, a defeat to teammate, but they're still, obviously, you can see high school students have such huge talent. Fist of Shadow goes down right there. Nice pickup coming out. Definitely needed that to come in there.
Definitely, like I said before, that's exactly what you need to do against a Swain. Instantly burst him down with that LeBlanc burst because Swain does not have enough MR to survive it right now. He went full AP. So until he gets that Zanya's and is able to successfully dodge all of that LeBlanc damage, he's going to be an easy target for LeBlanc. And that's exactly what Team Nicholas Liao needs right now, to just pick up that Swain with LeBlanc and kind of back away.
Yep. So, we're going to be seeing this push now in the middle lane despite Fist of Shadow going down here. Ultimate is blown by Lil B Task Force, but being Warwick, it's on a ridiculously low cooldown as it shows 48 seconds of cooldown on that infinite duress right there. So, so he has a right up right now. They could really go for pickups with that. Him being 5-2-1, and we're seeing yet another pause. Whoa. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit of a difficulty with a locked screen right there, which actually happens to me quite a bit. Like when your screen gets locked, you can't unlock it. I
don't know, it doesn't happen to me. I just press spacebar and then it goes back.
Huh.
But, I mean, I've seen it happen before. I'm sure they'll fix it up. Anyways, getting back into the game. Interesting build from Warwick. He actually has 40% CDR right now, like you said before. I never thought about that one before. Warwick with a very low cooldown ultimate. It must be great for initiating fights. But at the same time, right now is how to deal with LeBlanc's burst, because now that she has her Jetfire Grass, she is now reaching critical mass, and she's going to be bursting down basically everybody on the team but Warwick. So unless Warwick can pick off the LeBlanc as she's bursting, like infinite duress her in the middle of her distortion, she's going to be killing everybody on their team without any hitch, as long as people keep getting caught out.
Yep.
You do see now Team WV LoL pushing down the middle lane, and another pause coming out. Tons of problems coming out this game. I'm not sure why.
Well, it's very unfortunate to say the least, but it happens.
Yeah, 10K gold lead just about coming out from Team WV LoL here 21 minutes into this best of 3 series. This is the first game, of course, of the semifinals of the League of Legends 4 charity high school showcase. Like I said before, if you guys want to check the grand finals of this tournament out live, it's going to be at the Grand Del Mar here in San Diego. You guys can check that out. It's going to be this weekend. More details on their website. You can check that out on the stream chat. And of course, getting back into the game, we do see that Team WV LoL has a 5 turret advantage, which is of course a large portion of that 10K gold lead. So, you know, if you take away that 5K gold from the turrets, they're only about 5K ahead in terms of kills. If Team Nicholas Liao can get in one good team fight, pick up some turrets, they really can bring themselves back into this game, especially with that LeBlanc now almost with a Void Staff. She's going to be definitely looking to pick up some easy pickoffs and then push the lane with her team.
Yep, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer for this, but I mean the leads are obviously really stacking up now for WV LOL. And this being a best of 3, oh my gosh. So there's apparently even more issues coming in, but this being a best of 3, what do you think that Team Nicholas Liao has to change coming into the next 2 games, or the next 1 game if they don't win the next game? Just to possibly get on a better footing to start out the game, because 21 minutes in, they're not looking at they're not in a very good position right now.
Definitely. Well, first thing I need to say is that Vi, while she did make a good gank off early game onto bot lane, Vi really should be a more active jungler early game than Wukong. And Wukong really was able to rush level 6 and then get a double kill at bot lane before Vi was able to have much impact during levels 1 through 5. So if she wants to play Vi, she's going to need to be a lot more aggressive. Same thing with Vladimir right here. Of course, Vladimir did not really have much jungle help, and neither did Swain. It was pretty much a 1v1 lane, and if he wants to be successful, he has to stop dying by himself. 2 Fists of Shadow in the top lane. And of course, Vladimir against Swain is a really tough matchup. But even in tough matchups, a really professional player who CS well under the turret, not take too many risks. And unless there's a jungle presence, you really shouldn't be dying 1v1 in any lane whatsoever.
Yep.
If they want to go to the next game strong, they're going to need to fix up their solo lanes, fix up their jungler, and maybe a little better of a pick composition. Right now they kind of have like a AoE combo with Vlad and Vi, but at the same time, LeBlanc is kind of an assassin, and Ashe is a low mobility champion with a lot of utility. So they kind of have a utility-based team, but not a lot of damage to back it up besides LeBlanc.
Yeah. So, still waiting on this, and this is taking a while. I guess we can go back to talking about Cerritos High School. Getting into the finals of the Challenger Series. Yeah, you're going to say something? Because I interrupted you.
Oh, yeah. No, like I was saying, Cerritos High School, of course, the winner of the last HSL High School Star League series. They were actually recently featured, I believe, in a video, Spotlight by Riot Games, which is really cool because I believe they're the first high school team to get official recognition from Riot Games, which is a really big step in general for high schools, and because the collegiate scene is expanding, and high school teams are probably hoping, hey, how long is it going to be until Riot starts having high school championships, stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, well,
you know how it is with high schools. High schoolers eventually become college students, and all the good college players are mostly good because they play League like junior and senior years of high school nowadays. But nowadays, people are starting to play League even when they're like freshmen, sophomores. By the time they get to college, they're going to be pros.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, while you're waiting for the high school league by Riot, you can check out the High School Star League at hsstarleague.com, as well as Facebook and Twitter, both by HS Star League. This is the stream where we normally stream the High School Star League matches. There's over like 400 teams from NA representing their high schools here, and playing in these matches. And, it's been an interesting season. Seen a few good games, seen a few stomps, which I guess you'll always see from any kind of league. But
definitely,
I mean, they're all playing to get into those playoffs where we've seen kind of the best of the best show out. Obviously, saw Cerritos High School being there. Played against Jackson High School, which is a very strong team. But I was talking to like a few of the team members from Jackson High School, and they're saying, there's some really strong teams coming into the this new season of High School Star League. So it's something to watch out for, and possibly some contenders against Cerritos. But right now they're looking to be like the strongest team, probably in all of like high schools in North America at least, I suppose. But probably one of the strongest. Obviously having that Challenger Series experience and stuff coming in. As it's the curse of the screen lock coming out. I think it happens to like 3 people in a row, and that's the reason for all these pauses that we're seeing.
Definitely. I'm not sure why everybody's getting screen locked. It might be a problem with it. But I don't know. This is the first time I've seen so many screen locks happen at the same time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like an alt-tab issue or something like that. So what could be happening is that they all alt-tab while it's paused, and they get back in, and it's like, oh shit, our screen is locked now. Might be that.
Honestly, I bet it has more to do with the pauses than anything. I bet the moment somebody pauses to fix their screen lock, they're locking somebody else's screen.
They're passing it on. It's like the Malzahar bug thing.
The Malefic Visions.
Yeah. Yeah, they like
Malefic screen lock.
Yeah. That's what's happening. Really unfortunate.
Alright. Well, anyways, while we are stuck here in the lock screen, I guess we can give a couple shout outs to the HSL sponsors, iBuyPower, Twitch.tv, Jinx, and Gunners. Thank you guys for supporting the high school scene.
Razer.
And of course, Razer.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys are looking for a really good mouse for League of Legends, I've been using the Razer Death Adder for like 2 years now, and this thing is awesome. So if any of you guys are watching and you're still using like a crappy Dell came with your desktop kind of mouse, you guys should
That's actually what I'm using.
Go to Amazon. That's shameful.
No, you go to Razer. You go to Razer.
Yeah, go to Razer.
You go to Razer's website, actually. Their official website, razerzone.com, and you buy it off of there for full price.
Definitely.
Helping support Razer. Sponsors for League Gaming for charity. And it's actually going to go to the website, but it totally just timed out on me. Obviously, we've been causing so much traffic to the website there that I just can't even go and view the website anymore.
Looks like the game is actually getting back in.
Yep.
And no pauses so far, so maybe we'll actually get this stuff out. Bursting that Wukong clone. Wow. Very hard. So good job.
Yep.
And Ash Arrow coming out, picking up that Wukong.
Yeah, but they're all diving in onto this one here. A lot of ultimates being blown. Fist is shallow diving in for a lot of damage. Hero Tolerance is going to be going down. Tricky Ricky with the kill. We did see King Black Dragon going down in that fight as well. And now the two members just picked up. They're pushing in.
Liao saw that the rest of the members of Team WB LoL were right around Wukong when he got ulted. but that was really bad. They all focused on Wukong, and kind of putting your entire team on top of somebody who can knock everybody up, not the best course of action. So that's for zero exchange right there. Really good chain CC. Lil B Task Force leading the charge on this turret. Not quite able to pick it up.
Yep, the snare going down though, and Terranai is taking a lot of damage. Organism with the kill. Locked up in that snare and going down for that. Meanwhile, Lil B Task Force jumps in. They're all jumping in once again here, looking for a re-engage. Ace-Null comes out. And Black Dragon is able to live there. Gets pretty low from that. But this just means WP LoL keeps on with this push. Inhibitor Tower goes down 23 minutes in. They're diving under this one. Now inside the base, Hero of Tolerance goes down once again. This is going to be the Inhibitor going down 23 minutes. And WP LoL get away with that. Barely losing anybody in that fight. If they didn't even lose anybody, I don't think.
No, they didn't. If you can watch closely, King Black Dragon on LeBlanc, every time he goes in, is getting immediately ulted by Warwick, basically shutting down all damage potential from that side.
Oh, nice stun coming out of pocket.
Liao.
Okay. And actually, Tricky Ricky goes back in with the Cyclone. Lil B Task Force is there to follow up as well. They get the killing speed going down, a double kill coming out. And they have picked up so many kills, and they're so low after that one. Organism the only one going down, but everyone's living on a sliver of health except the Lil B Task Force, who's following them in the back lane, making sure they're okay. And just kill after kill right there for WV LOL.
Definitely. There's just so much CC coming down from Team WV LoL. We have Warwick's ultimate, we have Swain's snare, we have, of course, Annie with their Tibbers, we have Wukong with the Cyclone, and even Kaylin can lay down the nets and the traps. So basically, with a team that's so far ahead, if you have CC and you're ahead, then you're just going to be able to CC the enemy team the moment they go in and kind of slowly beat them down, especially in the case of Swain and Warwick, literally slowly DOTing their team down. So it's going to be really tough for King Black Dragon to make any plays with this much immediate CC coming out from Team WV LoL. King Black Dragon really needs to get in from like a side angle, flank somebody, and get out before she can get locked down.
But so far hasn't been working out well. Still going for a lot of damage here. Gets a Void Staff after that DFG. So a little bit of magic penetration coming out, and there's no magic penetration, magic resistance items except for the Athenes on Lil B Task Force. But he's the only one actually building a bit of magic resist, as well as Nash's Tooth actually coming out for him. But nevertheless, you're gonna need it to burst down people anyways. There's that DFG as well, it just amplifies damage. So it will be nice, but looking over, it's gonna be pretty hard to compete with the team of WV LOL.
Definitely. While Void Staff is a really good mid-game pickup for LeBlanc, the fact remains that if she can't actually get her full combo out before she gets suppressed, it doesn't matter what item she builds, she's just going to die instantly. So like I said before, with LeBlanc, it really comes down to how well you can position and kind of come in at a surprise angle and basically catch somebody off guard, which is what she really excels at. Terranai kind of leading the charge here. I'm not sure she sees that Wukong.
King Black Dragon uses the DFG into Organism through the chain the other way. Organism just simply didn't move, so he didn't even have to juke it. King Black Dragon as well just takes some damage from the Ace in the hole. He's going to be forced to get back to base here as all 5 members of WV LOL is going after this tower here, which they should be able to easily pick up.
Calphi King down in the middle lane trying to clean up those super minions, which means that her team is kind of defenseless, not really willing to fight a 4v5. Let alone an actual 5v5. So it's going to be really tough. Now, WV LoL going for Baron, and with Warwick and Swain and a fed Caitlyn, it's going to be pretty easy to pick that one up.
Yep, and you're going to be hovering around the Baron pit right now. Here as it's going down pretty low. Here's Hero Tolerance going to be diving in, but he gets taken down so quickly. They're fighting inside of the Baron pit, coming down the Baron. Who does it go over to? It does go over to the side of WV LOL. And they're able to pick up 2 kills in the process of that, as well as the Baron. They're going to be forcing Team Nicholas Liao away from this and running back towards their base.
Yeah, Hero of Tolerance kind of jumped the gun there, went in without his team, and then died before he was able to smite anything, really. So, nice try. But that's going to be a really devastating 3-for-0 plus Baron for Team WV LoL, and they're surely going to close this game out soon. Swain and Annie now picking up that inhibitor in the middle lane, and no one to contest that.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty easy inhibitor right there.
Wow, Cowfighting just getting...
King, he's getting under a lot of trouble
by
Swain.
Swain.
Right there. Yeah, he's able to back off just a bit right there, though. Able to live, but he got really low. Had to build a barrier right there as well, so...
Luckily, barrier and Janus Shield barely able to fend off that DOT from Swain, but just goes to show, even a DOT champion like Swain, when he's 8-1, can do a decent amount of burst, and by decent, I mean crazy amount of burst. And of course, Warwick now 9-2-6, and looking to annihilate LeBlanc if she gets any closer to his team.
Yep, so
Caitlyn is actually using her ultimate simply to harass, but because she has so much AD, it's actually doing a huge amount of damage.
Yep. So, push coming out here. Onto this bottom lane now. They've already, they pushed a bit out of the top lane, but they just transferred this over. They have the Baron, but they just want to look for fights, want to look for picks, want to just keep, their advantage going with the fact that they have these towers.
Especially when you have a champion like Caitlyn and you're ahead, you know that Caitlyn can pretty much poke until they decide they're tired of Caitlyn poking, but the moment they try to initiate on Caitlyn, the rest of her team is just there to CC everybody and win the team fight. So really it's up to Caitlyn to kind of just keep applying that map pressure, keep poking that turret, keep poking people with her static shift, and make it really annoying to stay under the turret.
Yeah, and actually they're having a bit of a split push from Fist of Shadow inside of the base. Throws out the Zanya and Hourglass, but he's surrounded by a few members. Throws out the ultimate, but he's taking tower shots now as well. He does get shut down.
But at the same time, this team picks up
to
that
go
turret.
for the kills here. They picked up the inhibitor tower. Now they're diving out inside of the base. Tricky Ricky finding a kill. Oh, Pterodite pushes him into the fountain. Meanwhile, Pocky Boy finds another kill for himself here.
That was actually a really sick play by Pterodite right there.
Yeah, but
flashes and then perfectly angles that ultimate to knock him into the fountain. So great job by Pterodite. Probably made the game for him.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be enough to fend out the base right here. Nexus Tower going down. WBLOL pushing in here for a lot of objectives, taking down the bottom inhibitor, taking down the two Nexus Towers. He's still inside of the base. Lobby Task still on the ultimate. Finds a Hero Tolerance and they get the follow-up as well. Pocky Boy unstoppable at the end of the game. 5-1 and 9. That's a bloodthirsty support right there as WBLOL picks up the victory. That's
going to be the first game of this best of 3 series for the LoL for Charity semifinals, going to WD LoL over. Now, really good game. A lot of great plays from Swain, Warwick, and LeBlanc, but in the end, WD LoL had the better team fight, and that's what led them to victory.
Yep, so guys, we'll be with you with the second match very soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LoL for Charity Winners Semifinals match between Team Nicholas Liao versus WV LOL. And it was WV LOL picking up the first game of this best of 3 here. We're seeing if Team Nicholas Liao can tie it up and possibly go to a third game, or if WV LOL can get their victory 2-0. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on to this. My name's CrusaderKitten. By myself this time. Don't have SoKorean this time. He had to go to places and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be bringing you this in the solo cast. Bands coming out: Lee and Wukong being in WV LOL. Team Nixley out, taking out Silver, Akali, and Annie. So they did not like that bloodthirsty support Annie that they were seeing. I mean, it was pretty scary, to be honest. So not too surprised to see that one. Looks like maybe taking the vibe for the first pick here for WV LOL. So Hero Tolerance played that last game. Didn't work out too well. Coming into all points of the game pretty much. Didn't have the best record, I think, on that champion right there. So seeing if they can go ahead and see if they can play them well themselves. Me seeing once again the LeBlanc coming out for King Black Dragon. Middle lane went against a Warwick. It was an interesting matchup. Didn't work out for King Black Dragon. Ended up going down. That Warwick was a little bit too strong. So next two picks are the Ezreal and the Alistar. So that's gonna be the bottom lane. We saw Alistar earlier today in the High School Starling matches. His AD carry then was actually a Vayne, not an Ezreal. It was a pretty good it was a pretty good lane duo, but seeing Ezreal is a bit of a different combination. Let's see how this one works out for them. So another lock-in right there was the Renekton, of course, and Renekton, for this top lane, obviously just kind of one of those unbeatable lane opponents that people normally go up against. You see him a lot. He's really strong in the current meta, just being a really tanky top lane. And he's just really strong into all matchups. He has the possible double gap closers. He has a nice amount of sustains. He can get really tanky. He has CC. He kind of has it all. It's kind of why you're seeing like Renekton, Shyvana, and Mundo being really popular top laners. They're really tanky champions. They have a nice amount of CC. They're able to easily soak up damage. So next pickup here is going to be the Kennen and the Yasuo for WV LOL. And this is a really nice team composition for them here. A lot of AoE obviously coming out from Kennen, as well as Ezreal, which combine that with the fact that Alistar is going to have a knock-up as well as the Vi. And that really helps out Yasuo and getting the Last Breath ultimate off. Alistar Yasuo is probably one of the most dangerous compositions that you can run to get Yasuo Last Breaths off. Last lock-ins here were Nami and Nocturne for the side of Team Nicholas Liao. And that's a really nice long distance engage composition. Obviously, Nami being really good for long distance engage or disengage. She has some nice CC that's obviously really strong in the laning phase out, and the tidal wave coming into team fights mid game late game is really good for helping get the engage off, get the knock up, and slow off as well. Nocturne is able to from the back line dive in here. So this is kind of a late game team composition coming up for them. They want to wait for Renekton to be able to just soak up a lot of damage, dive in. They want to have, obviously, everyone at level 6, LeBlanc to be stacked up on kills, or stacked up on farm, and be able to burst people down. And they want Vayne to have just farmed up the entire game and go into team fights just melting down life bars. Besides WVLOL, they might be looking for a lot of early roam with the fact that Vi is a really strong ganker. Yasuo is really great as well. For roaming, especially because they have champions that can set up those knockups for his last breath. They can really get on into that. So guys, thanks for watching. Guys, go Starly. We'll be right back to you with the second game between WV LOL and Team Nicholas Liao. the best of 3 match. We'll be right back. Going to be throwing up a very quick ad break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League League of Legends not Winter Championship and not High School Star League. Welcome back to the High School Star League stream, but welcome back to oh gosh, the League of Legends for Charity Winners Semifinals. Sorry about that. Bit of a mess up. Anyways, It is 1-0 so far in favor of WV LOL. And coming out of that first game really strong. And right now we're going to be seeing a little bit of lining up along the jungle areas right here. And possibly a bit of potential invade coming off. Obviously, Nami, really strong invade champion, has the Aqua Prison that can really lock up people. Ooh, Organism is getting really close to the entire team, but not close enough to the fact where they could go for something. Yasuo is hiding out inside this brush here. Oh, the Aqua Prison was right behind him. This is a few feet away from him. So close to getting to landing right there. So we are seeing a few issues on the stream. I'm going to be looking to get those fixed really quickly for you guys. Sorry about that. Hopefully we can go ahead and get it back up. So, you want to have to contact the stream there. Anyways, we're on to this game here. And after that bit of early action, nothing too big happening here. We're going to be seeing these standard lanes coming out. Standard jungle sets as well. Both guys starting over in their blue buffs. And I'll just be hanging around for that, so. Starting this one off. Westview High School, Westview LOL. We played a really nice game starting it out, starting last game. You know, they had a really strong early game. They were really able to snowball it into the late game here. Coming up with a few more normal-ish champions, I guess you could say, around this time. We're seeing the Yasuo pick coming into play in addition to the Vi. And that just makes for an even scarier team fighting composition. You know, just with the synergy that Alistar, Vi, and Yasuo will have together with all the knockups going out. And looking over our early game, they are leading in CS in the middle lane and bottom lane here. Top lane will be an interesting matchup. It's going to be kind of the unbeatable Renekton versus this long range pokey harassy Kennen. And a very quick pause coming out this time. They say, finally there's lag, and then they say NVM. Never mind, he's not lagging. So I guess it happens. So Renekton, he's gonna have to be a little bit careful during early game, but I already seeing Fist of Shadow did take a little bit of damage to himself right there. So maybe it's not gonna be working out too well for Kennen. Renekton is just a really scary opponent to be leaning up against. Bottom lane Alistar versus and Ezreal versus Vayne and Nami is going to be interesting. I don't foresee Nami and Vayne wanting to go for a really aggressive play unless they have the jungler around. Ezreal and Alistar probably have a much bigger opportunity to just go for aggressive plays. They have a nice amount of burst from Ezreal. They have a good amount of poke. Obviously Alistar is really strong for those engages and combos that he can throw out. And I'll have to be a bit careful with all this. So, engage factor coming out. Ezreal and Alice are really just pushing up this lane right now. And they're really just trying to deny a bit of CS away from Vayne. She's CSing quite well into this tower. And actually, middle lane, seeing the potential gank coming up onto Lobby Task Force. He's going to try to get away from this one very quickly here. Chains coming out. Going to lock him down. He flashes away. He's under the tower and looks like he will be able to escape. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Kalphite King got a little bit caught out. As it seems, Pulverize and Hepa were used by Pocky Boy. And we're going to get a bit of damage down onto him. He wasn't forced to blow any summoning spells right there. I was able to live. So, you're still seeing a few strange issues on the stream, guys. We're working to fix that really quickly. Apologies for all the stripes that you're seeing right now. You're seeing green red stripes. Trying to fix those. It looks really weird. Hopefully getting the game back up. I'm on a delay, so I'm seeing the stream like a few seconds after you guys. And it's looking as weird for me as it is for you guys. So. So somehow the minimap has disappeared from the stream. That's actually really weird. I don't even know how this is all happening. League is weird. So middle lane, we're seeing more action again. Lobby Task Force getting dived on, and that's the first blood going over to King Black Dragon. So a little bit of a mirrored starts, I guess, for these mid laners from the last game. Last game it was King Black Dragon had a bit of a disadvantage, and it was Lobby Task Force on that work in mid that was really had a significant lead in that middle lane, but decided out going to be King Black Dragon holding an advantage in this lane here with an early first blood. So Yasuo not doing too well against LeBlanc to start this one out. He's going to be picking up a Vampiric Scepter, and actually a nice double bubble organism. Throws up the barrier, flashes away as well. Oh, Tyranny flashes with it. Auto attack nice coming down. And he's able to finish off that kill. Who needs AD carries? It's all about the support there. He's able to pick up the kill. So nice 2-0 early lead coming out from Team Nicholas Liao here. Compared to the last 2 games. That's wow. The stream is totally bugging out right now. That's actually kind of hilarious. I've never seen the minimap disappear bug like that. Anyways, jump into this. Item buys coming out. Ezreal is at a bit of a CS advantage here, even though he did go down in that bottom lane. He's holding a nice CS advantage. They were really pushing up this lane. And actually, there's a nice IQ coming up top of the top. Like, Organism gets caught in a bubble. Has to back out. Now put down damage on the pocket before he backs away from. That was a nice bubble. There's been some nice on-point bubbles coming out from Tyranny right here. Nope. First one was the double bubble. He got to pick up the kill. Just that one right there to keep Calfight King to save damage. Of course, we're seeing Calfight King going to be going for King. That is definitely the it's not the best place for the pink ward. The general amount of pink wards in a place where enemies are not going to walk into these brushes, and bottom lane brush is definitely a place that someone is going to walk into very quickly. That's why you see the the tiny circle brush, because no one ever walks into those. Anyways, bottom lane, we might be seeing a bit of dive coming off here. Level 6 hit, nice full prize onto 2, and they follow it up with the damage. Unstoppable assault and battery coming out from Tricky Ricky there. And he's able to pick up a kill. One as well, and that was a very quick dive right there. Pocket with a nice pulverize. Kills easily. Now we're seeing Hero Tolerance coming in. Actually gonna reset the league climb really quick, trying to fix a bit of the bugs that were. So sorry about that, guys. If we some bit of stuff. But I'll just go ahead and do the radio cast. Bottom lane tower does go down here for WBLOL. Picking up the tower, first tower of the game right there. And they're actually tied up in kills with that bottom lane exchange right there. And with the tower they just picked up, they are going to be slightly ahead in terms. And actually, Organism is going to get cut out while trying to back. He was caught window shopping as well. And King Black Jack down there. That's good. That's not really enough. Team Nicholas Liao pick up the dragon. So, Gold Lead actually realizes with that dragon pick. And that's obviously going to be really nice for these guys here, as they're making their way, all 5 members. We actually have Shadow Wave coming up. A lot of damage. Chair goes right to the tower. Killing the Tricky Ricky. Little B Task Force goes up with Hero Tolerance. And now they're pushing on for this. Get to Combat King, Organism gets to kill Shot Mirage, and now they're able to back off of that one. But kill trades coming out across. The start of the fight was really nice to Team Nicholas. The ultimate was the top. We got 2 kills from that. It was a really nice ball counter. Goes down. King Black Dragon Dio dove in there to pick up a kill right there. So a lot of pickups coming up, and that's kind of what you see out of these 2 compositions. Nocturne, LeBlanc, Renekton, they can all die. Oh, cool. Let's head right. Tolerance now. Let's get the kill. And kills are just being traded over and over by this actually comes. Guys coming up, but which one would they choose? And your Pocket Boy just backs out. Upon exit, Karna is really low right here.